Hey there, I'm Jesse, and you're listening to the Deep Lore Boys podcast, where me, Matthew, and Jackson delve into the random, rare, and often ridiculous pieces of human history. Today we'll be going back to World War II to talk about Eino Koivunen, the first meth-empowered super soldier, the famous Jack Churchill who claimed a longbow kill during combat, and the D-Day veteran who became a baseball champion, Yogi Berra. Have you ever heard of, I'm going to butcher this guy's name, Eino Koivunen. He was a Finnish soldier in World War II and the first documented case of a soldier overdosing on meth during combat. He got, stranded in somewhere with his entire platoon's worth of this stuff and survived and moved an insane distance because he just basically didn't sleep.
So he just straight up took a bunch of meth, like a bunch of crack. Meth and crack ain't the same thing. Took a bunch of the good stuff, as they say.
The good kush.
Went nuts over it. Dude, battle strategy.
It says he became fatigued after skiing for a long distance to try to get unstranded, but could not stop. So he used the army-issued methamphetamine to remain awake while on duty, and it says that he had trouble pulling out a single pill, so he emptied the entire bottle of 30 capsules into his hand and took them all.
Holy crap.
So, it says he was injured by a landmine.
He got hit by a landmine and just kind of walked it off because he was that stoned.
So it says he was injured on the landmine, which also set fire to a nearby Russian camp, and he laid in a ditch for a week waiting for help.
Holy crap.
That's where they found him.
So man gets blown up by a landmine that burns down his camp, or somebody's camp.
I think it was the enemy camp.
Was he a Russian? Hold on, what side was he on?
He was Finnish, it seems.
He was a Finnish soldier.
Okay, this was when Russia and Finland went to war.
Oh no, it was in April of 1944, the Wikipedia says.
Did he die of a drug overdose or no?
No,
he lived until he was in his 70s and died peacefully, it says. It says when they found him, he had skied more than 400 kilometers, and his heart rate was measured at 200 beats per minute, which is triple the average human heartbeat. He also weighed only 94 pounds. And
wow.
Allegedly, he subsisted only on pine buds and a single Siberian jay that he caught and ate raw.
Guy was insane. Who was the guy who ran into war with a longbow and a sword?
Oh, that was Jack Churchill. Hold on, I got him here too.
Yeah. Dude, he just had... Look at him. Oh, look at that guy.
What a champion of a man.
War with a longbow, bagpipes, and a Scottish broadsword. Mad Jack, as they call him.
Well, his real name was John Malcolm Thorpe Fleming Churchill.
Well, if your name is John Malcolm Thorpe Fleming, I'm going to just go by Jack. I'm going to be real.
Yeah. Can't really blame him too much there.
Dang.
He was nicknamed Fighting Jack Churchill and Mad Jack, and he was known for the motto, any officer who goes into action without his sword is improperly dressed.
How many, does he have a kill count?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thousands.
I think he's the only confirmed longbow kill in World War II. I know that much.
Yeah, he does. Oh, apparently he wanted the war to keep on going. He was mad at the Americans for, bombing Japan and ending it. He says we could have kept the war going another 10 years. I think he just really likes battle, I think.
I mean, from the simple fact that he brought a longbow and a Scottish broadsword into battle with him, that should tell you quite a bit. So, story about the longbow goes, according to this, when his company was trapped after the Battle of El Epinete, after the Battle of L'Epinete, something like that, Churchill killed the first approaching Nazi soldier with his longbow, then used 2 machine guns to fight back until they ran out of ammo. And he managed to get the remainder of his company to safety by leading them through enemy lines at night, despite being shot in the shoulder.
Imagine being that man getting shot with a longbow.
Right. Being that Nazi that got shot.
Entire war to die to a longbow.
Imagine you're whipping around the corner. These guys are here. You come up on them. You've got the jump, and then just get Legolas straight to the throat.
Dude,
gone.
That's rough, man. Yeah.
Was it like point blank longbow to the face, or was it kind of a long
That'd
shot?
be nasty. That'd be rough.
That would
I'm
be a
hoping it
way
was
to
a long
go.
shot. Because just
Jeez.
straight up like 10 feet away, just like blast him, and that'd be an ouchie.
And it sounds like it was a confirmed longbow kill.
Yeah, surely if it's a longbow, I mean, they can tend to kill you pretty quickly.
From what I can find, and with quick internet searches, it sounds like he only got 1 or 2 confirmed longbow kills, which makes me wonder if, like, throughout the entirety of the war, he was just trying to get a shot off with his longbow and fired maybe 50 shots, but only landed 2 of them.
He just was constantly trying his best and could never actually kill anybody with it.
All of his men were like, come on, Jack, just give it up. You're not going to get anybody with the longbow. No, watch this, boys. Victory Royale.
This guy, there's a lot more to this guy than just showing up with a longbow and shooting somebody. Like, he did a lot with his life.
It looks like after he completed school, he drove a Zenith motorcycle 1,500 miles across the Indian subcontinent, crashing into a water buffalo at one point.
Apparently, he went to Australia and lived there for a while and became as Wikipedia says, a passionate devotee of the surfboard.
What?
That is, wow. That is literally the most verbose way of saying he went surfing. He became a passionate devotee of the surfboard.
Interestingly, but really unsurprisingly, Churchill left the army in 1936 and worked as a newspaper editor and as a male model.
Dude.
Just because he was that much of a man.
He was that cool.
So think about that. His male modeling career was before all of his, carry your longsword into battle stuff. Like that was pre-longbow kill. Imagine how much money you could have gotten for those shots after what he accomplished. Like once the war was over. Man, Jack almost made it to the 2000s, man. That would have been neat.
That would have been interesting.
It would have been neat for me to be born in the same century as Jack Churchill.
If only I could have been alive when Jack Churchill was alive.
Oh, that would have been great.
There was a soldier at D-Day that was, if I'm correct, drafted by the Yankees like a month before he had to go out to play. Look up Yankees player D-Day.
Oh, you mean the Yankees is in the baseball team?
Yes. No, he was drafted by the
I thought you meant Yankees is in Americans, and it's like, oh, what?
Yogi Berra? He's got a giant Wikipedia, man. His wiki is like longer than Jack Churchill's. An 18-year-old Yogi Berra had put his baseball career on hold a year earlier to join the Navy. He trained as a gunner's mate and, at age 19, worked on a rocket-launching boat firing at German defenses on Omaha Beach during the Normandy invasion. Okay, so he had everything cut out for him. He was doing good. He was in baseball, and then in the process of a year, he was at Normandy.
But then he won 10 championships, more than any other player in the MLB history. So we just happened to look up the best player in MLB history, pretty much.
Arguably,
wow.
Yeah.
The most championships won in history.
So that was after D-Day.
D-Day. Yeah, so post-World War II, he went back into the MLB and proceeded to win 10 World Series championships.
Wow.
This is just complete Giga Chad.
He batted left and threw right. So that means he was possibly ambidextrous. So what teams did he play for other than the Yankees? Did he only play for the Yankees? Oh.
Yankees and Mets. And then became a manager for the Yankees, the Mets, and the Yankees again. And then became a coach for the Mets,
and the
Yankees, and then the Astros.
Yeah.
Berra was also well known for his impromptu, pithy comments and seemingly unintentional witticisms.
Witticisms?
Also known as Yogi-isms. So they have a list of Yogi-isms right here. It ain't over till it's over. Always go to other people's funerals, otherwise they won't go to yours.
It's deja vu all over again, he once said.
You can observe a lot by watching.
When you come to a fork in the road, take it. That sounds like a piece of my advice right there.
That's deep.
90% of the game is half mental.
And nickel ain't worth a dime anymore?
Nickel ain't worth. I really didn't say everything I said.
Wow.
That right there, I think that changes things a lot. That's deep. It's like comedy mixed with wisdom.
I wonder if he was giving out Yogi-isms on D-Day. Like if there was just gunfire rattling over the boat, he just turns over and is like, well, you know, it ain't over till it's over. Shut up, Berra! Yeah, which one of these Yogi-isms would be the worst one to hear, like, on D-Day as you're hiding from gunfire?
Oh my gosh, no. The worst Yogi-ism to hear at D-Day, without a doubt, would be always go to other people's funerals, otherwise they won't go to yours.
Oh, dang.
That'd be rough to hear.
That would be kind of rough to hear. It's deja vu all over again. You can learn a lot by watching, you know.
Yeah, I'm observing a lot here. I really see what's going on.
Yo, is that Jack Churchill? Rough. Hold up.
Yo, whoa. Dude, really got longbow up in there. What? Bagpipes, huh?
Yo, you guys hear bagpipes?
Dude, I wonder if Yogi Berra and Jack Churchill met each other on D-Day. Like, that's very
I don't know if Jack Churchill was there on D-Day, was he?
I think he was the Normandy beach. I think there were like 5 beaches that they tried to storm, right? So they might have not been on the same even beach.
It says Jack Churchill was sent to Burma, where some of the largest land battles against Japan were being fought. And by the time Churchill reached India, Hiroshima and Nagasaki had been bombed and the war ended. And that's when he came back and was like, if it weren't for those Yanks, we could have kept the war going.
He seriously wanted to keep fighting in Burma?
I mean, the man carried a longsword into battle. He got a confirmed longbow kill.
Do you know how nasty combat was in those jungles?
I know. That's the nuts part.
This guy is insane.
I mean, combat anywhere is harrowing.
Yeah.
But man,
combat in the jungle is awful. How?
I actually didn't know that the Japanese took over Burma.
They took over a lot. Their empire was a lot larger than people think it was.
Who do you think would win in a fight?
Oh, that's a good question. Between Captain Meth, Jack Churchill, and Yogi?
Yeah.
Okay, Meth Man is gonna win if he has meth.
Right. His true name is Amo, I guess.
Amo.
I might be pronouncing it wrong, but
if he gets souped up beforehand, there's no stopping him. I feel like Yogi Berra would outsmart both of them. However, I think that just the sheer power of obscene amounts of meth and just like
that might be enough to do it
with a longbow, I think might just do it.
I think any situation that was non-combat, I think Yogi Berra would actually win, and I think in any combat-based situation, he'd probably actually get last.
Yeah. But the thing is, we don't know of him doing much during combat. Like, we know he served, but Jack Churchill, he went all out. We know he was a good fighter.
Yeah, no, he was crazy.
Honestly, I feel like the three of them would make a pretty nice D&D party.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
I gotta be real.
That would be sick. Well, who do we think? Let's get a final answer here. Between Amo, Jack, and Yogi, who's gonna take the cake as the winner? If they were all, let's give Jack his signature weapons, his longbow and whatnot, and his broadsword. Let's give Amo. He's absolutely stoned, and he's got that landmine from the Russian camp.
He's still got it.
Still got it.
Throw it or something.
Along with one slain Siberian Jay and, his standard military equipment. And then we'll have Yogi, too. And he'll have his standard military, his gun and stuff, but we'll give him a baseball bat.
And a baseball.
And then who wins between the three of them if they fought? Big anime
I'm going to
fight.
say Amo.
So what I'm thinking, is that Yogi has the charisma, right? So he could probably do something to like convince Churchill maybe to settle down a bit. I think it could be done. He could probably talk him out of it. But there is no talking out our meth lord. There is no convincing him. He is just a straight up animal, like a beast at that point.
But so what you're saying is that Yogi and Jack would essentially be allies, and Meth Man would still win, taking them both on.
I think that in the end everybody will die, but I think he will be the last to do so.
If the two of them teamed up, then Jack and Yogi Berra. If the two of them didn't team up, then easily Amo. That's my guess. What do you got, Jesse?
Well, here's my thought. I think Jack Churchill is too insane and loves combat too much to back down from taking on Amo. and I think Amo is absolutely too stoned to even know he's injured. So I think it would end up being Jack and Amo just going all out, and I don't really know who would win between the two of them, but there's a good chance they would just kill each other, and then Yogi would win by default.
That's definitely a good strategy.
I don't know if you've ever seen, like, in Pirates of the Caribbean, when you have, like, Jack Sparrow and Captain Barbossa are in the fight because they're both immortal, and then Will Turner, who's not immortal, is able to drop the coin into, like, the chest. I think it would be very much possible that they would be locked in, like, an immortal fight, and Yogi Berra would be able to do the final blow to whichever one he wanted to, just because the two of them would be so concentrated on fighting each other.
Jack Churchill and Amo locked in an immortal duel.
Locked in an epic duel for eternity.
I don't think it would be like an eloquent duel. I think it would just be like landmines, arrows. It would be chaos. Honestly, yeah. I don't know if I can pick a solid winner.
I gotta see this fight happen now. At this point, I think all three of them are dead.
Here's what we do. Here's what we do. You get the Habakkuk, lodge it in the Suez Canal. Godzilla and King Kong fight on the boat with Jack Churchill, Amo, and Yogi.
The battle of the century, dude.
That I want to see.
You know, I did find out, this might not be super exciting podcast info, but I did find out that my mom actually makes pykrete at her work. She's fully aware of it. She knows what it is, and they do like stuff with wood all the time. They're constantly like doing lumber things. They build these signs and stuff, and so all of their leftover sawdust they put in a pile, and they just like put it in this big thing and got all the water and ice all in it, and they make these huge blocks of pykrete.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, and she says that it's actually like for real a really solid material that like they have it and like it gets stuck to the back of the garage and like they can't chisel it out or get it out. Like it's really solid.
This is what I'm saying. Why no pykrete architecture?
Yeah,
I mean there are reasons why that'd be a terrible idea, but I want to see it happen.
Climate change for starters would melt it.
Well, what if we built if there's a lot of ice, then like it'd get cold.
Actually,
that's why like if you put ice and if I have some water, I put ice in there, it makes the water colder. So if I put a bunch of ice on the earth, it'd make the earth colder. So why don't we just put a bunch of ice in the ocean and cool it down? Climate change solved.
Boom, right there. Boom. You heard it on the Deep Lore Boys podcast. Climate change solved.
I'm going to go post that one on twitter.com.
That's right.
That should just be the end of the episode right there. We should just end off with that.
End it off.
I'm going to post that on twitter.com.
Just have it fade out right there and go straight to the outro.
just cut it just like that. Just outro.
Hi again, it's Jesse. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Deep Lore Boys podcast. You can find more episodes of our show on YouTube and Spotify, which we encourage you to share with your friends so we can grow the podcast. And drop a comment down below if you're feeling extra generous. We love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope your day is nothing short of interesting. Take care.
I'm going to go post that one on twitter.com.